question of the week. Shut up, Mike.
If you could give a series another season, which series would you choose?
Also, hi, it's me, Philip D, the imaginary nomad. I'm here. Hey, here I am. It's good to see all y'all. Well, oh, geez, Kurt, you weren't here last time I was here. It was a big disappointment. I was stuck with Beavis and Butthead looking for a friend, and you were gone, man.
Yeah, sorry, man. Just
it's all right.
I was heading to Pennsylvania to star on Botched.
Oh, geez, I want to do it.
Grandpappy said he was ashamed of me.
God bless you.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. What was the question?
If you could give a series another season, what series would you pick?
Can we just not say Firefly? Can we name anything but Firefly?
Well, I don't think Firefly would actually. It's been too many years now, right?
Oh, he didn't say it had to be this year.
No. But what I'm saying is, like, even if they did bring it back, it wouldn't hit the standard that everybody wants it to be, right?
No.
If you want to flip it, you can flip it too. And which series would you remove a season from? Because there are definitely some series that have gone on for a bit too long.
I like that question.
Can we say Firefly? Because then we never knew what we'd miss. If we just removed that whole season, never saw it.
And the way that Joe worded the question, it could have been like, should Firefly have had a second season at the time that it came out? And I think everybody would have said yes. I mean, I think that seems to be the obvious one. It was
Except
cut down to
actually, yeah, no, actually not for me.
Babies.
No, it's not that. I mean, I enjoyed Firefly a lot. I thought that Serenity did a great job of ending that story, man.
It did, but were you disappointed when season 1 ended?
I didn't watch it live, so I wasn't there for the whole hype.
Okay,
right?
All right, that probably makes a difference. Yeah,
for me, if it was still relevant and still, going into season 2, for me, it's Freaks and Geeks. Freaks and Geeks, man, was my jam, right? Aged a little bit before my time, just like the Wonder Years was, and I love the Wonder Years. And the music and the characters and all these people going through the same stuff that I was at that time, it was my jam. And so to have that kind of ripped away was just like, what? How is nobody watching this? I literally, like, all of my friends are watching this. My family is watching this. We're watching this just like it is the Wonder Years. And it didn't perform well enough to not get a second season. Yeah. It was a bummer. And look, God bless Apatow with staying with these actors and making sure that they got jobs past Freaks and Geeks and still to this day being friends and guiding them through their careers, man. I love that. But I was hankering for another season of Freaks and Geeks.
And that one actually could have gone easily like 9 or 10 seasons. It really had that vibe to it. Like honestly, I equate it close to How I Met Your Mother.
And that's a season that went on too long.
I agree.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
But it was that kind of an ensemble cast where the chemistry was really good together, and it could have lasted a number of more seasons.
Now, from what I've been told from other friends who enjoy most of How I Met Your Mother, going back to it now is a little bit softer because we're not going through it week to week.
Yeah,
I still can't do it. But I like what you're saying with the ensemble cast was doing great. Just the writing on Freaks and Geeks, man. They hit that like pinpoint of growing up, going through high school at that point. And I think you could say that, Kurt, with a lot of assemble shows, right?
Yeah.
To only have 3 seasons of Arrested Development at the highest point of their popularity, right? And they tried to revive it, and it didn't kind of hit that same gemstone that they had.
Yeah.
But it seems to be those assembled casts that were just working perfectly that have the rug pulled out from under them.
What about you, Joe?
I mean, there's There's a ton that I could think of, but one that I think is obscure and probably no one would mention is a show called Terra Nova.
Yeah,
I'm right there with you.
Do you guys remember Terra Nova?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So it got one season back in 2011, and it was a show where the Earth was basically on the brink of dying, and they sent
back in time, right?
A colony back in time.
Yeah. I liked the crap out of that one.
Yeah. So it was I liked it quite a bit. And it even had Stephen Lang, the bad guy from Avatar, was in it as well. That's one of the biggest names that I recognize from it. But that was very good. I agree with Random Kid that there's tons of animated shows that deserved more seasons but just didn't sell enough toys. I disagree with my wife actually in her statement. So she said Avatar: The Last Airbender. I wouldn't have minded a follow-up series, but as far as Avatar: The Last Airbender in and of itself, they had fully planned out 3 seasons from the get-go, and they delivered on exactly what they intended to. And so stretching it out just because it's popular is not necessarily a good idea, in my opinion.
I've got one on that. But Kurt, I know you'd said something about How Much Mother, but was that your pick, or you got something else you're thinking about?
No. That went perfectly long enough. No, it just got, here's the thing. When you finally meet the mother, it jumped the shark.
Yeah.
It just didn't need to go.
The whole season of dating and that was too much.
Well, it was also an entire bottle season, right? We can deal with a bottle episode because it's anywhere between 22 minutes to 45 minutes. But the whole season was a bottle season, stuck in a hotel. I couldn't do it again, and I probably will never rewatch that last season.
Yeah. But the one that I was thinking of was Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip.
I watched some of that, but I don't remember much.
It was one season, and it was
in black and white.
It wasn't in black and white.
They still didn't.
It was Aaron Sorkin's kind of take on Saturday Night Live, really. But from like the more serious West Wing sensibility,
okay.
So, and it did the typical Aaron Sorkin walk and talk stuff, and but it was just really well written. And
so you said Aaron Sorkin, of course, it's well written.
But hold on, when you say it's like an SNL style show, Kurt, are you talking? I've never seen it.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with it. So is it like a short skit? Comedy hour? So
no. What I mean by that is it was a behind the scenes
like
production of, it's kind of like 30 Rock, except more serious.
Okay.
And so it really was based on behind the scenes at a weekly TV show.
Gotcha.
And it was just really, really well done.
But it's in black and white.
It is not black and white. And if we're going black and white,
it came out just before Code Adam 12 or Gidget. Take your pick. But love Aaron Sorkin. Aaron Sorkin is the best Gidget. You'll never change my mind. But I loved Newsroom. That one should have been.
I thought that was 3 seasons, though.
It was 3 seasons.
Well, hold on.
You should have gone 4.
But that's the one with and forgive me. I'm gonna
Bridges.
I'm gonna say something. I've never watched. I don't think I've ever watched a Sorkin produced and written show.
I think you would like it.
I've never seen West Wing. I've never seen any of those. Newsroom, is that the one with Phil Hartman on it?
No.
That's
News Radio.
That's News Radio. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You might remember Newsroom. The opening speech from it went viral before viral really was a big thing on the internet, and it's
How America's
Coffee
not the greatest.
Yeah, no. But it's Bridges, which it's not Jeff Bridges. It's
Randy Bridges.
Randy, no. Dumb and Dumber.
Covered Bridges.
Jeffrey.
Daniel Bridges. Jeffrey Bridges.
Jeff Daniels.
Jeffrey Dahmer Bridges.
Anyway, doesn't matter. It's a great actor. super serious in this role. And yes, it's a speech about how America, because the girl is in college and he's this big CNN type anchor, right? And she
I've seen the scene you're talking about.
Why is America the best country in the world? And he goes, why would you think it's the best? Is this the most hard-hitting, logical speech and why America is not the best country from this guy who was just over everybody's BS? And that's how they opened, Jeff Daniels, thank you. That's how they opened up the show. And that set the whole tone. And it did go 3 years. And it was it set in Atlanta. So it was very much like Sunset Strip with Saturday Night Live. This was CNN. And it was behind the scenes on CNN and everything that happened there. And they even had Ted who used to own
Lasso.
CNN? Yeah, Ted Lasso. That's it. CNN would be. I would watch CNN if Ted Lasso owned it.
And that would be Turner.
Ted Bundy.
Yeah,
you got it.
Ted Bundy. It's Ted Bundy. That's right.
They even had their own. They had their own Bundy Turner character on there. It was fantastically written. It was so good. But the funny one I would bring back. Go ahead.
Well, here's my quick question, because like each episode or each show that we've all talked about right now, we're praising the writing, right? Each episode or each show that we've talked about, like we've all mentioned how great the writing is. Why are these shows not resonating with the viewership? Was it wrong place, wrong time, right? Was it that society wasn't ready to kind of have that show? Or is it the fact that just
failed marketing, maybe?
Failed marketing? What do you think? Because for me, for my show, for Freaks and Geeks, I think they were literally just about 5 years ahead of their time, right? It was before DVDs and all that kind of came into play, and the children that it was made for didn't really appreciate it until it was already on DVD. Right. And I still I'm still watching Freaks and Geeks now because that's kind of my comfort show. So for each one of you, why do you believe that your show only had the limited run that it did and wasn't continued past that?
I know with Studio 60, part of the problem was it was back when they did the weird hiatus thing. And so it went on hiatus for almost a month. And then they kept changing, or they kept airing it intermittently. So it didn't have a solid schedule. And so they were relying on DVRs and things like that when they weren't nearly as prevalent, really. It was weird. It was just a bad placement and bad timing.
Bad timing, like bad scheduling. Timing.
Like I honestly think if it premiered now, then it might catch because of the way that we consume TV now. It's very different than it used to be.
100%. And you look at these shows that are airing now, especially in the drama side of things, like behind the scenes. Look at The Bear, dude. Like The Bear. Oh my God.
So good.
Watching, like, I sat down this week with my mother and watched the first 3 episodes of The Bear. And bless my mother, she's never worked in a commercial kitchen, but I have. So, like, I have that point of view. And she's like, it really wasn't that stressful. Was it on the line? And I was like, Mom, this is a complete snapshot of what I had to go through. So, like, it can't be that the writing is too highbrow because we have this really behind the scenes, intense, getting anxiety in over 24 minutes.
Now, the 3 episodes that you watched, were they this season or the first season?
First season. I wouldn't do my mom dirty like that. I got to build everything up and have her understand where Carm's coming from and all that.
So you're caught up. You're just introducing your mom to it.
I have not started season 3 yet.
I watched the first 2 episodes of season 3 and I had to stop because my anxiety level was so high that I'm going, I can't right now. Like
but it's also great because like that gives it's a very it's a complex writing style because you want people to view and watch your medium, but you also don't want the meaning to be lost through binging, right? Because binging stuff, you can kind of lose a lot of the subtext and a lot of the personal dramas that are going in. And I don't know how they're doing this, but they're writing it perfectly, where the bear can bring you up to that breaking point without pushing you over, which, like you're saying, Kurt, allows you to pace yourself, even though it's completely out at this point.
How did we get to the bear when we were asking why our shows?
Well, because we're talking about the bear.
That's a current airing show.
Well, no. But the writing and the behind the scenes of like what it takes to be in a kitchen goes to be what it's like to run an office space or a Parks and Recs behind the scene, right? Because the front of the house and the back of the house are two different monsters. That's right.
Fair.
And so, like, if you have a show about the front of the house, you're going to see everybody calm and collective and very customer forward. And talking about Kurt's show is how it's behind the scenes of running an actual program and how crazy intense it is back there. Is how I got to the bear.
Yeah, stream of consciousness, Charles. Come
on. My guess for Newsroom is they were hard hitting. They were trying to be like media, representing all that stuff. They were dealing with stuff in the Middle East, all their storylines. I looked it up to be sure, but I thought I'd read something at the time. Newsroom ended in 2014. The rise of Black Lives Matter and the issues that were going on in the country came up in late 2013. So there were some allegories to it was just too much drama, like real life, that it was too close.
It got too real.
Topic. Yeah. And they just didn't want to go into it. I mean, there's all kind of other guesses on that, but honestly, Sorkin is he's a specific crowd.
And that reminds me about that point in the bear.
On
season 2.
And then I Googled why Terra Nova got canceled because I hadn't really ever heard why. And apparently their budget was just ridiculous. And so it was unsustainable.
Yes.
So,
but it wouldn't be unsustainable today if it was done on Netflix or somewhere, because that was back when it's Nielsen ratings and you had to sell advertising, and you're talking about $4 million an episode on that. They would put that on Apple TV now.
Well, that is a show that could get rebooted, pretty easily.
If Aaron Sorkin wrote it.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And when Charles, when you say the writing got too real, or Joe, I think said that actually, the writing got too real, that's just code for they're afraid.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
It's HBO. They had to.
It's not afraid. The audience doesn't care. The audience is just like entertain me or make it really interesting. And Phil, you need to watch The West Wing.
Dude, I know. I do.